I don't know if you guys know this about me, but before I did brows, I was in hair for a ton of years. And then before that, I was an insurance salesman for a short year and a half. I was 18 years old and I outsold every other person at my 12-person company the very first month. And then company-wide, I was in the top like 100 or something like that. They literally made me a manager. I was training people. Guys, I know sales. So I want to share with you some of my sales techniques and how it applies to brows. So let's go over my top 3 things. One, you need to stay focused on what you're selling. You are giving people confidence. You are giving people something lasting that they can wake up to and have every day, right? So your photos in your portfolio and properly showing and explaining to them the product that you are giving them is vital. Your Facebook posts or on your website, wherever they're going to be finding you, you need to make sure that you are explaining what you are selling them. You know, like do a close-up video of moving the hair and showing and saying, these strokes are fake. They look like real hair, but they're not. And just properly explaining to them what it is. But most importantly, it's going to be your portfolio. So if you are fresh out of school and you did 2 models and one of them you got a picture of, that's not good, girlfriend. You need to find friends, family, anybody, do some free eyebrows, build that portfolio, because having an excellent portfolio, that's going to be major. What I did, and it really worked for me, is I set my price at a fair point, like industry standard, and I said, hey, for the next 20 people to build my portfolio, it's going to be 50% off. And then I had them come in, and I don't care if you spend an hour afterwards, because you're learning how to take good pictures. By the way, I have a course for that, but you have to get some awesome pictures of your work that do it justice. And then once you have, to where they can really scroll and see your work, and if you can try to get some healed pictures too, to get some correct expectations set, that is going to help tremendously. So tip number 2, be the $500 purse. And this is what I mean by this. It's really a simple sales tactic. When you are starting out, until you are booked 6 weeks out, until you are as booked as you want to be, run specials. Don't just set your price at whatever you're going to set it at. Let's say you want your long-term price to be $400. Do not set it at $200. Set it at $400 and then run specials. Here's the cool thing about this. People won't know that you would actually just honor that price at any point in time, right? So you put on Facebook, 48 hours only. The next 3 people that book are going to get 50% off, or 75% off, or whatever that number is, and then let them book, because sometimes people need that little like, I'm interested, okay. Or post and say, hey, next week, Tuesday at 4 o'clock, so somebody canceled. Want to fill my spot? Boom. So obviously these are more tips and tricks for people who are just not as booked as they want to be. So I'm assuming that you are in that point of your career. But these tricks will help. And then let's say somebody messages in and they're like, hi, what's your pricing? You tell them the higher amount. You tell them the full amount. And then say, but keep an eye out, because I run specials here and there. Just watch my page, and or if somebody cancels, I can put you on a cancellation list, and then da-da-da. And so that's like an awesome way, because you want them to feel, you're coming back to the purse, ready? Like you are the $500 purse that they're getting for 50% off. You don't want to be the cheap purse to begin with. You want to make sure that they feel that full value when you give them their service. They're going to respect you more. They're going to be more appreciative. You're going to get tipped better. Just never set your price at $200. Discount. And my third most important trick is about pricing. So first of all, I think that sometimes we get caught up too much in what others are charging and forget to actually just break down the math and figure out how much we're earning. Because I think sometimes we almost take for granted how much we're earning. Like my average client, I do in 2 hours for first session, hour and a half for second session. If you were doing that is 3.5 hours. So if you were doing $100 an hour, that would be $350. So you just need to like soak up and think in your brain for a second, like, hey, I am lucky as heck to be earning this much money. And if you need to discount some people in the beginning to stay full, do it. Because here's the deal. Okay, if you do 2 eyebrows your first month or 20 eyebrows your first month, which is going to be better for you and your business in the long run? If you do 4 eyebrows the first 2 months or 20 eyebrows the first 2 months, what's going to be better for you and your business? The experience, the portfolio. Every time you post a new client on your social media, people are going to be like, oh my gosh, that girl is so busy. She does so many eyebrows. This is crazy. Like, making yourself instantly busy is going to be the best thing you can do. People don't have to know how many of those people got in a special and how many didn't. Like, you don't have to be known as the cheap person. If you are running a special just here and there, but then kind of doing a lot more behind the scenes, like, get yourself busy, girl. And even if you're doing it at half price, you're still going to be earning $50 an hour. Okay, sure. In the beginning, you might be a little slower. That hourly might be cut a little bit, but I bet you anything, you're still going to be earning more per hour than you did at your old job. I know I was. I know the first time that in 2 hours I earned what I used to all day doing hair, I literally sat down and I bawled. I was like, how is this my life? How is this happening? I mean, my back, my shoulders, my whole body, my feet used to just ache after doing an 8-hour day of hair. And I, in 2 hours, earned that much. It was wild. So just push through this first year. Get yourself through it. Do what it takes to get busy. Maybe work for a little less, but get your portfolio up. Get your clientele up. And a huge thing, referrals. Everybody that walks out that door, I gave them an incentive. I actually split, and this is another tip, I guess, my payments into 2 payments for people. So going back to that 2 hours and 1.5 hours, if you did that same $350 number, $200 at first session, $150 at touch-up, and then told them, but if you refer me in even one person, I'll make your touch-up, I'll take $20 off your touch-up. If you really want to get busy fast, tell them you'll take $50 off. Every single person will convince at least one of their friends to come in. And they have 6 weeks. They have 6 weeks from the time they leave your chair to find one other person, one other client for you. And then that new client, tell them, hey, let them know. My first session's normally $300, but they can get in at $250 with you referring them in. You know, like, it just, by offering discounts and offering referral incentives, you are giving your clients so much more reason to refer you, and so much more like you're giving them incentive, and you're making it easy for them to sell people on you. Like, look at my brows, they're amazing, and here's $50 off, just mention my name. So these are just all super good tactics that are really gonna help. So try them out, and you know, prove me wrong, but it's gonna help you. They're gonna help you. In splitting sessions, a lot of people are like, oh, I really just like having the money up front. I hear you, but at the same point, I don't. Like, you're earning the same amount. How to figure out pricing that out? Do out the math. first session, I spend this much money. Second session, I spend this much money in your overhead. It's usually similar. This session, I spend this much time. Touch up, I spend this much time. And then do out the total amount that you want to charge and divide it equally. If it's 60% on your first session, 40% on your touch up, then do that. Have the first session charge 60%. Have the touch-ups charge 40%. Another cool way about doing that is you can offer people, yeah, if you want another touch-up, you can get one for that price. And then you can also tell them, make sure to follow the instructions, because that way hopefully you won't need that third session. Most people don't, but make sure you do, because you don't want to have to pay for that third session. It helps if additional sessions aren't free for them, which some artists will just give endlessly, they're going to purposely follow instructions better because it's changing their dollar that they're paying. Hopefully that makes sense. But it also, by splitting it like that, it just helps it be more affordable, that first session, splitting it up for them into payments. So that's another thing I utilized, and I really was busy right away that first year, and I was earning double what I was in hair, and then by 6 months triple, and then a year out I literally in one day would earn what I used to doing hair 4 days a week. So yeah, it's worth it. It's worth it. Just get in there, build your clientele, build your portfolio, get referrals, and you have no idea how far you can come in just 1 year if you put in the work and make this happen. So make it happen.